Hey Luke, there's you've been around here a long time. You've heard Aaron in two different offenses talk about his favorite receiver is the open receiver. So is there any such thing as targeting the best wide receiver in football too much in your mind?
I would say forcing it to somebody is something that you don't want to do. But what's happened so far is I think the execution of both of them and the other guys around them has been really good. So I think that's helped. We move Tay around a lot, so that hopefully discourages defenses from maybe being able to do a lot of different things because they'd have to do a lot of different things. We line up a lot of different ways. We put people in a lot of different positions. So I think all that goes hand in hand. But I don't think targeting somebody is too much is an issue. But I do think forcing the ball to somebody. But there's a comfort level, just like you said, when 7 years or whatever it is now, 8 years together. And, just like with Randall, there's comfortability there. And it was that way with Jordy. He likes throwing the guys that have been around. Bobby, just likes throwing the guys that he has that comfort level with. And obviously Tay and him are clicking at a high level.
And you know far better than I do, but it doesn't look like of those many targets, there's a whole lot where it would fall under the forced category, right?
No, not to this point. Yeah, they're doing a great job of executing the plays put out in front of them for sure.
Luke, what do you see as, I guess the definition I've heard this week of being more aggressive in the red zone? What does that mean exactly? Matt said it, Aaron said it. Is there?
I think it just goes in line with, everything happens faster. Every window's tighter. And so whether it's a person saying that they want to be more aggressive, maybe it's just, taking a chance on something, that anticipating something a little bit better. Play calling wise, I don't, we're pretty aggressive usually. And maybe it's just their way of saying that, when we playing with the clock at the end of the last game, are we trying to get rid of the clock? Are we trying to score? Maybe, it's something like that. But no, our mindset is that all the time. Really doesn't really matter where we're at on the field as far as our play style. We're going to be aggressive. So, maybe in Matt in his own mind, he wants to be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe so, but that's definitely not our mindset when we're game planning.
Combining these two things, I think last year Devontae had 14 red zone touchdowns in 14 games. That seems like one per game. I think he's got just a couple this year. Mm-hmm. What are defenses doing to take him away down there? Or limit him, I should say.
Last week they tried to have a safety, play outside leverage on him, have a safety come inside. We were still able to get the fade in there to him. They were a little bit more aggressive to him later on. But again, a lot of that stuff that happens, it's Aaron extending a play and Devontae having that relationship with him, being in the right place. Think about the Bears game last year when he's making that crazy catch late in the progression. So I think it's letting those things happen organically later in the red zone. We haven't been able to extend as many plays down there like we normally have. And then, we got to be more effective running the ball, which since we've got here in 19, that's been kind of a race in the hole for sure.
Luke, as someone that had experienced coaching him, what have you thought of how Randall's sort of picked up this scheme and just kind of been able to reform that chemistry with Aaron right off the bat?
He's the day he got here, I think he had a purpose. He worked his tail off. He was around the clock, making sure that he was ready to roll when the time came. And you could see just as each week has developed, his comfort level with his assignments, where to line up, the reason why we're calling a play, all that stuff. And then, that relationship with Aaron, I don't think you can replace all those years that they have together. You could see the natural anticipation and trust, throw people open and things like that, critical times of the game. All these third down conversions he's had has been awesome. But to Randall's credit, he's a pro's pro. He works his tail off. It's important. His leadership, the day he got here, he made sure that was important, that everyone knew that he was here for the team and he'll do whatever he needs to do for the team. So that sacrifice, that commitment has just been, we needed that in order to be able to do what we're doing right now.
Hey Luke, your primary focus is getting Aaron ready to win games, I get it, but we are out of practice before Jordan runs any scout team reps in what ways have you seen meaningful growth in the first 6 weeks of him having that opportunity during the season?
It's been good because we've been playing teams prior to this week that have run similar offenses or have kind of the same tree. So he's got a lot of really good reps these last few weeks. We've spent a lot of time, he and I, in the room, even evaluating that film, and so he's had a great week this week. I thought these last 2 days he's had a really he's done a really nice job. So that's carrying over, which is good, and he's learned how to be a pro. We got him doing, he has assignments during the week that help get him ready, not only himself, but it helps, some tips and things that he's helping Aaron with. So he's becoming a good pro. I think all that stuff's important for his growth.
Aaron's obviously had other types of backup quarterbacks. That he's talked about how Tolzien was with helping him prepare. How long of a process is that for a young guy who's learning the game himself to learn what he needs to give the starter to get him more information?
I think Tim Boyle's a great example of someone who came here in year one. I wasn't here for that. Then to year two, and then to see where he went in year three. I mean, that I don't know if that's really the clock, but I mean that's where Tim went. And Jordan, he's got his own development, and he's doing that part of it too. And he's the ultimate team guy, so he's been doing both of that. I think he's like I said, he's been getting better and better. He's doing more and more each week to help get us ready. Not just himself, but Aaron and everybody else in the room.